Well, good Monday morning, everybody. Hope you are doing well on this Monday. And we are at the first game of the Thursday, July the 9th schedule. We're at Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. It'll be the Minnesota Twins taking on the Baltimore Orioles. Memorial Stadium is symmetrical. So singles are 1-3, home runs 1-11. This is game number 583 overall in the replay. Minnesota won this game real world 3-1. Minnesota comes in 41-44. Baltimore 31-53. Pitching matchup for today's game: right-hander Les Straker on the mound for the Twins, left-hander Eric Bell on the mound for the Orioles. We'll get to Straker in a minute, but right now we'll do Eric Bell since the Orioles are going to be taking the field. Eric Bell, 1987, 10-13 with a 5.45 ERA. And on the replay, he is 5-5 with a 6.06 ERA. 82 innings pitched, 80 hits, 46 walks, and 60 strikeouts. He has a wild pitch of 13, a balk of 2, and his hold is a 0, along with Kennedy a 0, so his net hold is a 0. And good morning, Dr. D. All right, so I think all those preliminaries are out of the way. Leading off for the Twins will be Dan Gladden, left fielder. Gladden hitting just 230 on the replay, 5 homers, 22 driven in. He hit 249 real world, so a little bit under his numbers. And of course, before the first pitch is thrown or dice is thrown, it's the ceremonial first sip to get us going. Also have Tabby sitting right here next to me as my assistant. Good morning, SOM. So I don't know. Let me see if I can show this real quick without messing too much up. I don't know. It's kind of a bad angle here. But anyway, there's Tabby right there. She's sitting right next to me on her little stoop there. There she is. So you can see where she is in proximity to where I'm at. And hopefully she'll stay there and not want to get up into where I keep the bullpen and benches. So we can hope. We can hope. I think I can get a little closer here. So let's see if I can't tighten that up just a smidgen. All right, so we're ready to go here. Dan Gladden against Eric Bell. We're underway from Baltimore. That is a 2-4 for Gladden. That's a line out to Ray Knight at third base. And we're underway. So Gladden is out of there, and that brings up Mark Davidson, the right fielder. He's in the number 2 position. Davidson is hitting 206 on the replay, a homer and 10 driven in. He hit 267 real world. 4-4, and that's going to be a base on balls. First walk issued by Eric Bell. Davidson's going to look to see if he can get a good lead. He needs a 2 through 5 to get the good lead. And he doesn't get it, so he'll hold. And here comes Kirby Puckett. Puckett hitting 321 on the replay, 13 homers, 43 driven in. He hit 332 real world. So it's a little bit under his average, but not too bad. Oh, actually didn't need that because I already did that for the stolen base chance. So that D20 roll is not needed. Here's Puckett. 6'9". 6'9". That's a ballpark blast for Kirby Puckett. And in Memorial Stadium, it's a 1-11. 6'9" ballpark blast. 1-11. So 1-11, and the Orioles will find themselves down 2-0. And 12-20 is just a long fly out. And it's an 18, so it's just a long fly out. So Orioles catch a break. Puckett gets a bad roll in the D20. He's out of there. 2 down for Gary Gaetti, the third baseman. Gaetti hitting 273 on the replay, 18 homers, 72 driven in. He had 257 real world. 210 for Gaetti and struck him out. So Bell rebounds after the walk and almost home run post a 0 on the scoreboard. We go to the bottom of the first. It is Minnesota 0, and the Orioles coming to bat. Hello, Mark. Good to see you. And on the mound for the Twins in this one, it is going to be Les Straker. He was 8-10 with a 4.37 ERA in the actual season. On the replay, he is 4-5, ERA of 5.43, 71 innings pitched, 80 hits, 38 walks, and 37 strikeouts. And leading things off for the Orioles will be Alan Wiggins. Not very good hitter. He's hitting 195 on the replay, a home run, 11 driven in. He hit 232 real world. And that was the Orioles' problem. They could never get a good leadoff hitter. Anybody that could get on base for any decent amount of average. Straker, wild pitch is a 5, but his balk is a 13. So keep an eye on the balks. He has a +2 on his hold. So the Orioles, if they get on, might try to run a little bit. That's a 4-6 switch hitter Wiggins, and that's a leadoff walk. And now Wiggins, the only thing he does well is run, so he's definitely going to be looking to do that. Wiggins needs a 4, 5, 6, or 12 to get the good lead. 4, 5, 6, or 12. And that's a 4, so he will get a good lead. Starts with an 18, being held as a 16, but then the +2 makes it a 1-18. T rating on Laudner is an 8, so if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, he could have a throwing error. But it is, in fact, a 1-18 to be safe. And he's in there. Stolen base for Alan Wiggins. So Wiggins gets the stolen base. He's in scoring position with nobody out for Fred Lynn, center fielder. Lynn hitting a paltry 196 on the replay, 18 homers, 39 driven in. He hit 253 real world. So he's definitely been struggling. It's a 1-8, and he's going to continue to struggle as that's a strikeout for Les Straker. One away, and that will take us to Cal Ripken. Ripken hitting 251 on the replay, 12 homers, 43 driven in. He hit 252 real world. 1-3 for Ripken. He's going to pop it up to Gaetti, and that'll be 2 away. And it'll be up to the only all-star representative for the Orioles, and that being Eddie Murray, well-deserved all-star. Eddie Murray on the replay is hitting 316, 21 homers, 49 driven in. It is a clutch situation with Wiggins at second. So in the clutch for Murray, he loses a hit 1-3. And I think that's it. That looks to be it. 2-6 for Murray. That's a single and a 1-2. Anything else 3-20, he lines out to Lombardozzi. And he will line it to Lombardozzi to end the inning. So nothing doing for the O's. We played 1 here at Memorial Stadium. It is no score. Twins and O's to start our week. Bell back out. He'll be facing Brunansky, Herbeck, and Laudner. Those are the scheduled hitters for the Twins. Tom Brunansky hitting 276 on the replay, 14 homers, 41 driven in. He hit 259 real world. That's a 4-5, and that's going to be a fly ball to center field. Fred Lynn hauls it in. 1 down, and that brings up Kent Herbeck. He's been dropped in the order, facing a left-hander as he struggles against lefties compared to righties. Overall, Herbeck is hitting 288 on the replay, 19 homers, 58 driven in, 285 real world. 3-6, lefty-lefty. That's a home run chance, though. 1-12. I mean, that struggle here. 1-12 is a home run. 13-20 is a deep fly to right that's going to be caught out there by Larry Sheets. But a 1-12 and it's gone. And it is gone. Kent Herbeck, home run. Even against the lefty, he was able to come through with the home run. That is home run number 20 for Herbeck on the replay. He had 34 of them real world. RBI number 59, and the Twins lead it 1-0 on the home run by Herbeck. Brings up the catcher, Tim Laudner. Laudner on the replay, hitting 279, 11 homers, 25 driven in. He's been way overperforming. He only hit 191 real world. 6-7. That's a ground ball second base X. Wiggins is a 4E15. 4 and a 12, he'll get to that. E15. Second baseman E15. He's got to avoid 3, 14, 17, and 18. Which he does with the 12. So Wiggins will make the play. 2 down, and that'll send up Steve Lombardozzi. Second baseman Lombardozzi hitting 246 on the replay. 3 homers, 20 driven in. He hit 238 real world. 3-3 against the lefty, and that's a home run 1-19 for Lombardozzi. A 20 would be a triple, but most likely it's going to be a homer. And it is out of here. Home run Lombardozzi. For Lombardozzi, that is home run number 4 on the replay. He had 8 of them real world. Home run number 4, RBI number 21. And he's roughly halfway through his at-bat, so he's right on pace for where he should be. And it's 3-0 favor the Twins. I'm sorry, 2-0 favor the Twins. 2-0. That brings up Greg Gagne, one of the all-stars for the Twins. Gagne on the replay is hitting a robust 350, 9 homers, 42 driven in. He may be the ultimate overperformer. He only hit 265 real world, but he has been something all season. 1-8, and that's a 1-16 triple. 17-20 is a double. That is a triple for Greg Gagne. Gagne had 7 triples real world. This is triple number 7 on the replay already. He's barely halfway through his at-bats. So he's definitely overperforming. 2 outs, clutch situation for Dan Gladden. In the clutch, he loses some hits, 2-9 and 2-10. That's a 1-9. 1-9 is a 1-6 single. 7-20 is a line out to Ripken. And that's a liner to Ripken to end the inning. The 2 solo home runs puts the Twins up 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the second. Long ball flying out of Memorial Stadium. To the bottom of the second we go. And right fielder Larry Sheets will lead things off, followed by Ray Knight and Terry Kennedy. Sheets hitting 321 on the replay, 12 homers, 27 driven in. He hit 316 real world. It's a 6-11, and that's going to be a ballpark blast to get the diamond shot. Ballpark blast for Larry Sheets, 1-11, and that's going to be a deep fly to right. Couldn't quite get all of it. It's hauled in by Davidson at the track, 1 away for Ray Knight. Knight hitting 217 on the replay, another underperformer. 9 homers, 30 driven in. He hit 256 real world. 5-6, and that's a fly to center. Puckett puts it away. 2 quick outs for the catcher, Terry Kennedy. Kennedy hitting 225 on the replay, 14 homers, 34 driven in. He hit 250 real world. Oh, that white dot rolled on the outside. Let's redo that. That's a 3-6, and that's a base hit for Terry Kennedy, a 2-out single for Kennedy. He, of course, is no threat to run. They will not hold him on. Here's Ken Gerhart. Gerhart, the left fielder. He's hitting 227 on the replay, 9 homers, 23 driven in. He hit 243 real world. That is a 3-7. I know it got hung up back there. 3-7 for Gerhart, and that's a ballpark blast as well. So Gerhart has a chance on the 3-7, a ballpark blast. 1-11, we'd have a tie game. But it's a 20, so again, the failed D20 hurts the Orioles, and they come away empty-handed. At the end of 2, it's Minnesota 2, and the Orioles nothing. Going to the top of the third, it'll be Davidson, Puckett, and Gaetti, heart of the order. Face Eric Bell. Davidson walked his first time up. 6-9 against Bell is another ballpark blast. Problem is the Twins have been getting the good rolls on these ballpark blasts. The Orioles have not. So once again, 1-11. And this time, Davidson does not get the favorable roll, just deep fly to left. There's one away for Kirby Puckett. 5-6, and that's going to be a strikeout for Eric Bell. That is his first strikeout, second strikeout of the game. 2 up, 2 down for Gary Gaetti. 5-6, and again, same roll, same result, another strikeout. He's gotten Gaetti twice. 3 up, 3 down go the Twins. And we go to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third, still 2-0. 2 up is Mike Young, designated hitter. Mike Young hitting 209 on the replay, 9 homers, 24 driven in. He hit 240 real world. That is a 4-8, and that's going to be a 1-12 triple. 13-20 would be a double, and that's a 6 for a triple. Young did have a triple, so we'll allow it. Triple for Mike Young to lead off the bottom of the third. And that'll bring up Alan Wiggins. Infield for the Twins playing back. They want to limit this to just 1 run, not a bunch of runs. 2-6, and that's a ground ball shortstop A, and that'll score the run. RBI ground out from Alan Wiggins. But the Orioles do get on the board. That's the lead to 2-1, but now the bases are cleared. Hello, Mr. Jim. Fred Lynn, the batter. Strikeout victim his first chance. 4-7, and this time it's a ground ball second base X. Lombardozzi's a 2E18. 2E18 for Lombardozzi. 2 and a 6, he'll get to that. E18, he's got to avoid 13, 3, and 18. 3, 13, and 18. He's got to avoid those 3 numbers. And, 17, he barely did, but he makes the play. 2 away. 2 down for Cal Ripken. 4-4, and that's a ground ball third base X. Gaetti's a 1, so we know he's going to get to it. E12. E12 at third base. He's just got to avoid 12 and 16. Those are the only 2 numbers, 12 and 16. And he does that just fine, and that'll end the inning. But the triple and the ground out produce a run for the Orioles, cut the lead to 2-1. As we head to the 4th inning. Coming up for the Twins, Bernansky, Herbeck, and Laudner against Eric Bell. Bernansky doing the designated hitting in this game. Flew to center field his first time up. 111, and that's a hit by pitch, so he gets plunked by Bell. And he'll trot down to first base. He will not try anything on the base paths. They will hold him on, though, because he does have the asterisk. If we don't hold him on, he gets a good lead automatically, and they don't want that. So they at least will hold him on. Here's Herbeck. He homered his first time up. 3-7. This time he strikes out. 4th strikeout for Bell. 1 away, and that's going to take us to Tim Laudner. 1-5 for Laudner. Ground ball shortstop, but it's a B, so it's a fielder's choice. 6-4. With Laudner, the new runner at first, and of course he's no threat to run, so won't be held. 2 outs for Steve Lombardozzi. Five, 9, and that's a pop out to Murray, and that will end the inning. So we go to the bottom of the 4th. It is still 2-1 Twins. First game on the July 9th schedule. Tabby, where are you going? Oh, now Tabby's going to try to sit on my bullpen and benches, so I need to move them real quick and rearrange my coffee cup so she doesn't knock that over. Make you a little room here, Tabby. Hold on. All right. I think she has room now. So Les Straker back out. We'll face Murray, Sheets, and Knight. Morning, Paul. Glad you're listening. All right, Eddie Murray. Line to second base, his first trip. It's a 1-7, and that is a double 1-9, single 10-20. And that is a 13, so that'll be a base hit for Eddie Murray. Leadoff single for Murray, trying to get something started for the Orioles as they find themselves trailing 2-1 here in the fourth inning. Here's Larry Sheets. That's a 2, so possible balk or pass ball. We're looking at a possible balk on Straker, and he has a 13 balk rating. And it is a 13, so Straker will commit the balk, and that'll move Murray to second base. Also takes the double play out of the equation. So that could be big. It also puts the runner in scoring position. A lot of things happen on that. 3-7 for Sheets, and he strikes out. Second strikeout for Straker. And that'll take us to Mr. Ray Knight. Oh, that got held up. Let's redo that one. White guy got stuck up there. There we go. 5-12. Ground ball first base C. Herbeck will get it. Flip to Straker covering for the second out. Murray will take third on the play. And now it's up to Terry Kennedy in a clutch situation for Terry Kennedy. Now, I don't watch stuff when you're driving. I've done that before, and it's not good. I've watched people play games on YouTube while I'm driving, and I try to text and chat and everything, and I need to watch the road. So understandable if you just want to listen. That's what I do most when I had my delivery job driving around. That's what I would do, is listen to different people play. It was more entertaining to me than music, so I enjoyed it, so I did it. All right, Kennedy in the clutch. 2-7, he loses a hit. Also 3-6. That's a 5-5, though. It's a fly to left, and that's what we hauled in out there by Dan Gladden. And the Orioles will leave Murray at third base to end the inning. And we go to the top of the fifth. Still 2-1 favor of the Twins. And we can now see Tabby's new position right here, right next to the computer. There you can see the computer there where I'm doing the game. So there's Tabby. 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 What do you say? What do you say, Tabby? Hello, Dan. What do you say, Tabby? Don't hit my computer, Tabby. This is normally where I put my bullpen and benches, but I had to move those, of course, because of feline interference. So hopefully that won't be too much of a trouble any longer. Now she stays there and stays quiet. All right, top of the fifth, and this is the fatigue inning for Eric Bell. He's got a number 5 right here for his fatigue. So we'll keep an eye on that. He's going to face Gagne, Gladden, and Davis. Gagne tripled his first time up. 2-9, and that's going to be a ground ball to short. Ripken makes the play, 1 away. Yeah, Dan, if you wanted to see Tabby, you got here a good time. So don't care about seeing Tabby, it doesn't matter. But if you wanted to see Tabby, she's there at a good time now. So here's Dan Gladden. He's 0 for 2. He's lined to third and lined to short. It's a 5-9, and he's going to pop it up to Murray. So he still hasn't gotten the ball out of the infield yet. Kind of a rough game for Gladden, 0 for 3. The ball's never left the infield. That brings up Davidson. He's walked and flown to left. That's a 5-11, and that's a fly to left again, but it's an X chance. So that means Gerhardt's got to make the play. 2 E10. 2 and 11 is good. E10 On an E10, he has to avoid, as a left fielder, he has to avoid 3, 4, and then basically 14 through 18. And he does. That's only going to be an 8, so no problems there for Gerhardt. He makes the play, and Eric Bell carries full endurance into the 6th inning. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's still 2-1 Twins. Twins won the game real world 3-1. And oddly enough, Gerhardt will lead off the next inning. Gerhardt, his first time up, flew to left. See if I can capture this real quick. Oh, I'm sure she's going to do it or not. Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's the grooming habits. She's doing her little grooming there. So at least he's quiet and out of the way. That's the good part. And hopefully it stays that way. All right, here is Ken Gerhardt, the batter. That's a 6-7, and that's a walk. That is the second walk of the game for Straker. First walk since he walked Wiggins to start the game. Gerhardt has a chance to get a lead here. Needs a 4 or a 6. 4 or 6 to get the lead. Oh, that got messed up. He gets the 6, so he's going to go. He's an 18. Ian Hill makes him a 16, but the +2 brings it back to an 18. And Gerhardt steals the base. Stolen base, Gerhardt. So a walk and a stolen base puts the Orioles in business to start the 5th for designated hitter Mike Young. Young tripled his first time up and scored. 2-8 for Young, and that's going to be a ground ball to second. And a good thing they stole the base, or else that would have been a double play. Instead, it's a ground ball to second with Gerhardt going to third, and that's another reason why you steal, is to avoid double plays. Multi reasons to steal. So 1 away, and now the infield will come in with 1 out for Alan Wiggins, as Gerhardt is the tying run. Infield is in. Wiggins, that is a 6-6, and that's a base on balls. So runners are at the corners with only 1 out. Wiggins did get a steal his last time up. Does he want to try it again? Why not? Hey, when you're 31-53, you can pretty much try whatever you want. So he needs a 4, 5, 6, or 12 to get the good lead. And he gets the 4, he's going to go. 18 being held at 16 again is an 18. 1-18, and he's in there. Stolen base. Again, that takes away the ground ball double play. Puts 2 runners in scoring position now for Fred Lynn, with the infield still in. Freddie Lynn needs to at least get a fly ball for a sacrifice fly at bare minimum. 2-9 for Lynn. He might do more than that. 1-9 is a home run. 10-20 is a double. And that's gone. A 3-run shot for Fred Lynn. The classic Earl Weaver 3-run homer. Oriole strategy just came through for the veteran Fred Lynn. Puts the Orioles up 4-2 for Lynn. Home run number 19 on the replay. RBIs 40, 41, and 42. Orioles jump out to a 4-2 lead. Cal Ripken. 3-11 for Ripken. He's going to pop it up to Lombardozzi. 2 away. And that's going to send up Eddie Murray. Murray. 5-3, and that is going to be a ground ball first base X looking at Herbeck. He's a 2-E6. 2-5, he'll get to it. E6, the only errors for a first baseman with an E6 rating are 4, 15, and 17. Just has to avoid those three numbers, which he does. So he gets it and flips to straight recovering to end the inning. But the 3-run home run from Fred Lynn gives the Orioles a 4-2 lead after 5 innings of play. Now the Twins have their work cut out for them, but they have the heart of the order coming up. Puckett, Gaetti, and Brunansky, followed by Herbeck. So the big boys are up against Eric Bell. 4-8, and that is a strikeout. There's a dot there, but he has not reached his fatigue number yet. Strikeout number 4 for Eric Bell. And that'll bring up Gary Gaetti. 6-2, and that's a ground ball first base C. Murray will get it. Flip to Bell covering. Quickly 2 away. Bell is looking good for the 7th inning as long as he keeps this up. It'll be Brunansky. He hit Brunansky his last time up. 1-5, and that's a double 1-9. 10-20, he flies to Gerhardt. And that's a double for Tom Brunansky, a 2-out double. And that brings up Herbeck as the tying run. Clutch situation for Herbeck. And in the clutch against lefties, he will gain 1 hit on 2-12. And see Tabby's tail getting in the way here a little bit. Hopefully it won't interfere too much. She's knocking Eric Bell around a little bit, though. All right, here's Herbeck. That is a 5-11, and that is a ground ball first base X to Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray is a 2E10. 2-17 is good all day long. Tabby knocked my X charts over, so are off the table, so I got to pick those back up and figure out what Eddie Murray's E rating numbers are for a first baseman. He's an E10, so that means he has to avoid 11, 15, and 18. And he rolls an 11, the number he could not afford. First baseman Eddie Murray is an E10, and the 11 is the first number on the error chart. So it will be an E3, and that will keep the inning going. Brunansky goes to third. The inning will continue. Rare mistake there by Eddie Murray, but he made it. And now Bell has to deal with Tim Laudner. Dangerous Tim Laudner. He's got lots of power. In the clutch against lefties, he's actually completely neutral. That's a 5-5, and that's a fly to center. Lynn makes the catch, and that's going to end the inning. So Eric Bell will keep going for the 7th inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th. This is the fatigue inning for Les Straker. He's got that number 6 sitting there. So we'll keep an eye on that. Nice job by Eric Bell to pitch around the error, pick up his teammate. And now in the bottom of the 6th, his teammates go see if we can get him more runs. Here's Larry Sheets. 3-6 for Sheets, and that's a fly to right field. Hauled in by Davidson, 1 away. That'll bring up Ray Knight. 3-2 for Knight. That's a low max, but nobody else is on base, so it's just a liner to Gaetti. 2 down. And that'll bring up Terry Kennedy. That's a 2-8 for Kennedy, and that's a ground ball to Herbeck. He'll take it to the bag himself, and that way Straker will now have full endurance into the 7th inning as well. So we go to the 7th. Still 4-2 Orioles. 4 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for the Orioles. 2 runs, 4 hits, and no errors for the Twins. Bell is out facing the bottom of the order. Lombardozzi, Gagne, and Gladden. Lombardozzi to lead it off. He is 1 for 3. 1 for 2. He did hit a home run his first time up. That's a 1-4. He grounds it to Ripken, and that's one away. One down, and that'll take us to Greg Gagne. 1 for 2 with a triple. That's a 410, and that's a ballpark single check. Only a 1-3 at Memorial Stadium, though. And that will end up being a failed ballpark check. And that will end up being a fly ball to right field where Mr. Sheets puts it away, 2 down. Back to the top of the order for Glad, and he's 0 for 3, and he has not gotten the ball out of the infield. 5-4. Still won't get the ball out of the infield. It's a catcher X. Terry Kennedy. He's a 4 E4. 4 and a 15 for Kennedy. 4 and a 15 is going to be a pop out, or foul out, I should say, assuming there's no error. And he's an E4. The only errors on the E4 are 16, 17, and 18. And he will make the play. And Gladden 0 for 4 and has not gotten the ball out of the infield. And Bell, he's going to keep full endurance into the 8th. Actually, he's not, because it's 2 innings past. So he is fatigued, because his fatigue is only a 5, and you're not supposed to go more than 2 innings past the number. So he can come back for the 8th, but he will be subject to fatigue when he does. But he's pitching so well, it's kind of hard to take him out, to be quite honest with you. So we've reached the 7th inning stretch, and I think I'm going to take a 7th inning stretch break. My coffee needs reheating, and I think I need to stretch anyway for my own personal benefit. So that's what we shall do. But coffee is probably the main reason for the break. But it is starting to get a little lukewarm, so don't want to experience that too much if I can avoid it. If you're a coffee drinker, you know how you like your coffee to be either at least warm, pretty warm, if not hot. So that's what we're going for. So we are at the 7th inning stretch. It's 4-2 Orioles over the Twins from Memorial Stadium. Tabby's doing some more shaking over there. So while I go get coffee, let's listen to Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and hopefully Tabby will stay on the table and not wreak havoc during the 7th inning stretch. We can hope. We can hope. All right, I think a spam call came in during the 7th inning stretch. It kind of interrupted the audio a little bit. No, Dan, it has to be, for me, it has to be warm, and it is now warm. So it is definitely warm, and Tabby is looking intently at my coffee. So I don't know what she's doing there, but she's back to her bath, I guess. Okay. All right, we are ready to start the bottom of the 7th. And it will be Ken Gerhardt to lead things off against Les Straker. That's a 2-7 for Gerhardt, and he will strike out. Ken Gerhardt, Allen strikes, and for Straker, that's strikeout number 3 in the ball game. One away from designated hitter Mike Young, number 9 hitter. He's 1 for 2 with a triple. Now, I don't want to burn my mouth, but I do like it warm. Warm to hot. 4-11, and that's going to be a fly ball left field X. We're looking at Dan Gladden. He's a 2-5. 2-2. That's trouble. Let's look and see. That's going to be probably a double. Nope, 2-2 is going to be a single. So it is a single for Mike Young. Error rating on Gladden's a 5. He's got to avoid 4, 14, and 18, which he does. So there's no error on the play, but it is going to be a single for Young. Young will be held, but won't try to go anywhere. Here's Alan Wiggins. That's a 4-9, and that's going to be a 1 for a home run chance, but he has weak power, so it would be a single. But 2-20 is just going to be a simple fly to right field. And that's what we have. 2 down. Brings up Fred Lynn. Freddie Lynn, 3-run homer his last time up. That's the difference in the game right now. (3-6) for Lynn. This time, Straker exacts a little bit of revenge with a strikeout to end the inning. So we go to the 8th inning. It is still 4-2 Orioles. And now Bell is out to face Davidson, Puckett, and Gaetti. Boy, some tough hitters coming up. Let's look at the Oriole bullpen. See what kind of options Cal Ripken Sr. has in his bullpen. I've had to move my bullpen since Tabby wanted to get in the way. But we'll look at it real quick. There is one lefty in the bullpen. I'm sorry, there are no lefties in the bullpen. All bullpen arms are right-handed. In the actual game, Mark Williamson did pitch in the actual game. But there's also Tony Arnold, Doug Corbett, Mike Kanunen, and Tom Niedenfuhr. All those guys are available. Williamson might be a good person to bring in. I think they will. I think you're going to say, Eric Bell, you've done enough. So with these tough righties coming up, we're going to bring in Mark Williamson into the ball game, just as they did Real World. Mark Williamson. We'll go to the bullpen or go to the computer to get his numbers on the replay. Mr. Williamson. Oops, come on, get over here. There we go. So let's look at the numbers on Williamson. Hello, Jason. Mark Williamson, 8-9, 4.03 ERA in the real season, that is. He also picked up 3 saves, Real World. On the replay, he is 3-5 with 4 saves, ERA of 3.84, 73 innings pitched, 72 hits, 13 walks, 42 strikeouts. He actually started a game or two as well. but he's mainly a relief pitcher. And he'll be facing Davidson, Puckett, and Gaetti. Davidson is 0 for 2. The 267 hitter, though, it's kind of tough to take him out. But with the righty in there now, that opens up the chances that the Twins can go to a lefty. And they're going to go to Randy Bush. They're going to pinch hit for Davidson with Randy Bush. It hurts them defensively, but I think it helps them offensively. I mean, down 4 to 2, you kind of need help on offense. So Bush is going to be the new right fielder. So he will pinch hit here in the 8th and take over in right field in the bottom of the 8th. Randy Bush. And we'll get the numbers on Bush on the computer. Get his numbers real world versus replay. Randy Bush. You also have Gene Larkin and Roy Smalley that can hit from the left side against a righty. They have Butera, the backup catcher, and they also have Al Newman, a switch hitter. So they have multiple options, but they figure Randy Bush is their best option. Bush is hitting 252 on the replay, 317 driven in. He hit 253 real world. He's going to start us off against Mark Williamson. 1-9, and that is there you go. 1-9 is a 1 to 8 double, 9 to 20 single. And that's a base hit for Randy Bush. And for anybody that's just curious how things work out, a 1-9 for Mark Davidson would have also been a single. So single either way you go. Randy Bush, though, actually has a chance to get a lead. Williamson is a +2 on his hold, as Tabby's tail keeps getting in the way. But Randy Bush needs a 4 or a 6 to get a good lead. He doesn't get it, so he will hold. And that will send up Kirby Puckett. Kirby Puckett. There we go. All right. Kirby Puckett. Now she's mad at me because I'm putting my cards down where her tail is supposed to be, or her tail is flopping. So why are you growling at me, Tabby? Her tail is twitching quite a bit. I don't know what she's upset about. I don't know. Hey, you don't make noises like that. Here's Kirby Puckett. That is a 212 for Puckett. It's a ground ball pitcher A. That's going to be a 1-4-3 double play. Talk about a pitcher's best friend right there. 1-4-3 double play. Two quick outs and Gary Gaetti, the batter. That's a 3 and a 2, I believe. Yep, 3 and a 2. And that's a low max, but nobody else is on base. But he lines it to Ray Knight to end the inning. And we go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still 4-2 Orioles. We'll see if Les Straker continues in the game or whether they want to go to the bullpen. We'll have to figure that out. Right now, we need to put in Bush to play right field in the computer, or it won't let me continue. Due up for the Orioles, it'll be Ripken, Murray, and Sheets. Heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 hitters. So you get righty, switch, and lefty. So you really no advantage one way or the other there. Let's see. Do they go to maybe Keith Atherton or George Frazier out of the bullpen? Let's see here. Atherton. They kind of need some rest. Bullpen is a little taxed, except for lefty Dan Schatzeder. He's a possibility. He's got plenty of rest. But do they want to bring him in is the question. I think they're going to let Straker keep going. I mean, other than the 3-run home run, he's come back and pitched well. And so they're going to let him try to complete the game at least through 8 innings. So they're going to let Straker keep going. And he'll be facing Cal Ripken. That's a 1-4, and that's a ballpark single check, which is only a 1-3. That's a 2, so it's a base hit for Cal Ripken. Caught a good break there if you're the Orioles. And that'll bring up Eddie Murray. Now, they do have Schatzader loosening the bullpen to face Larry Sheets. So I believe he's going to come in and face Larry Sheets. Murray, it really doesn't matter. He's a switch hitter, so pick your poison there. Striker to Murray. 2-8 for Murray, and that's a ground ball to second base A. It's a 4-6-3 double play. Tailor-made double play. Giovanni's Tailor Shop sponsoring this double play. As we look again at the 2-8, Eddie Murray, ground ball to second. The plus is irrelevant in this case. It is a 4-6-3 double play. Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play of the game. Giovanni's Tailor Shop in Lemoyne, Pennsylvania. If you're in that area and you have tailoring needs, be sure to stop by and see them. Tell them Demo sent you. They'll give you a discount. They are the unofficial sponsor of the channel, but the official sponsor of the Giovanni's Tailor Shop, tailor-made double play of the game. So now with 2 outs and the bases clear, they're going to go ahead and let Straker continue. If he didn't get Murray, or if there were people on base, they probably would have gone to Schatzader. But with 2 outs and the bases empty, they feel pretty good about just letting Straker finish the inning. So that's what they will do. That is a 4-6, and that's a walk. And for Straker, that's the 4th walk of the game. Brings up Ray Knight. Ray Knight is 0 for 3. 3-6 for Knight, and that's a split. 1-6 is a single for Ray Knight. 1-6 is a single. 7-20, he lines out to Gagne. And that's a liner to Gagne to end the inning. So Straker will go 8 innings. He will give up 4 runs. They were earned. He's going to walk 4, strike out 4, and he's going to give up a total of 6 hits. He is on the hook for the loss, though. So we go to the top of the 9th, last chance. Last chance saloon for the Twins. Didn't do the numbers on Bell. I need to do his numbers real quick. So let's do those so we can clean up that detail. Go to the Strat Computer box score. Get those numbers for Eric Bell, who was trying for his 6th win of the replay. Bell went 7 innings, gave up 4 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. Both the runs he allowed were solo home runs to Herbeck and Lombardozzi, and that's been it. So now Mark Williamson can come back out and try to finish this game, or do they go to their closer, Tom Niedenfuhr? That's the question. You would usually think that they would go to Niedenfuhr. That's why they brought him in a trade, was to bring in a closer. So the Orioles will go to Tom Niedenfuhr to try to wrap this up. So for Williamson, he goes 1 inning, gives up a hit, nothing else. And now Tom Niedenfuhr came over in a trade with the Dodgers in exchange for John T-Bone Shelby. But Tom Niedenfuhr is on. And we'll get the numbers on Niedenfuhr. First in the real world, Niedenfuhr 3-5, 4.99 ERA. And he had 13 saves. On the replay, Niedenfuhr is 1-2 with a 5.03 ERA and 7 saves. 20 innings pitched, 24 hits, 7 walks, and 15 strikeouts. I'm not sure if that's combined with the Dodgers or just with the Orioles. It's probably combined, but I don't know for sure. So it'll be Brunansky, Herbeck, and probably a pinch hitter for Laudner. They do have a good switch hitter on the bench, Gene Larkin. They also have Roy Smalley. They can go either direction there, whichever way they wanted to go. Tough call there. I think they're going to go with Gene Larkin. So we're going to have Bernansky, Herbeck, and Larkin, the scheduled hitters for the Twins here in the top of the ninth against Mr. Niedenfuer. Orioles will make one defensive change. They will bring in Rene Gonzalez to play second base for Wiggins. He's got a little bit better range, higher error rating, but better range. He's a 3E32. So he will be a 3E32 at second base. So Gonzalez is going to come in and play second base in the ninth. And then we'll have Larkin pinch hit in the ninth. Right for Laudner's spot. All right. Tom Niedenfuer. Facing Bernansky. I'm going to get Wiggins out of here. So we have Gonzalez at second base. Put him on the computer as well to make sure we're up to date on the computer defense. So Rene Gonzalez, new second baseman. And Tom Niedenfuer will be facing Tom Bernansky. A battle of Toms here. We got a Tom going on here. Tabby, your tail is kind of getting in the way here. Now you got to. Oh, just hush. Trying to got one more inning to go. Hopefully, let's see if we can do this without interference. Here's Bernansky, 5-10 against Niedenfuer, and that's an in-home run chance 1-9 right off the bat. 10-20 is a double, and that's a home run. Tom Bernansky, he will greet Niedenfuer with the home run. Niedenfuer with visions of Jack Clark in his head gives up the home run to Bernansky. For Bernansky, that's home run number 15 on the replay. He had 32 of them real world. So now it's a 4-3 game, and here comes a guy that's already hit a home run in the game, Kent Herbeck. So all three runs for the Twins are solo home runs. And here's Herbeck. 3-9 for Herbeck. That's a walk. So Niedenfuer struggling out of the gate. The supposed closer. And now we got the pinch hitter, Gene Larkin. Gene Larkin, our pinch hitter. Larkin, we got to bring him on the computer. Right now it still shows Laudner, so I need to bring in Larkin. And if it goes to the bottom of the inning, they will bring in Sal Butera to catch. So Larkin coming on to hit for Laudner. On the replay, Larkin is hitting .322, 2 homers, 10 driven in. He hit .266 real world. Herbeck's at first base. Could think about pinch running for him, possibly. If they get in scoring position, we might do that. Tabby, you've got to move out of the way. Stop that. Stop it. Okay, here's Gene Larkin. That's a 2-5 for Larkin. And that's going to be a 1-2 triple. Anything else, he flies to right field. 3-20, he flies to right. And that's a fly out to right field. One away. Now we're going to get a pinch hitter for Lombardozzi, and it's going to be Roy Smalley. If it goes extra or goes to the bottom of the ninth, they will bring in Al Newman to play second base. So Roy Smalley getting the pinch hitting call for Lombardozzi. Roy Smalley. Roy Smalley. Tabby, you just got to move. No, you just got to move. That's all there is to it. Down. Don't you hiss. You move over there. Hey, 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 hey. No, you move. You move. You move. Get down. Come here. Come on, get down. There you go. All right. I was going to let her up here as long as I could, but she's just getting too much in the way. She was good for like 6 or 7 innings, and all of a sudden, last 2 innings, she wants to get in the way. Okay. Get back to where I was here. All right. Roy Smalley, the pinch hitter. First of all, I got to put Gene Larkin's fly out in the computer. Now we're going to have the pinch hitter for Lombardozzi, and it is going to be the aforementioned Roy Smalley. Smalley on the replay is hitting 267, 5 homers, 32 driven in. He hit 275 real world. Herbeck at first with 1 out, top of the 9th, 4-3 Orioles clinging to that lead. Niedenfuhr trying to save it for Eric Bell. Here's Roy Smalley. 5-10, switch hitter batting left. That's an in-home run straight up, and that is gone. Pinch hit home run, Roy Smalley. Pinch hit home run, Roy Smalley. And the Twins take the lead 5-4. Blown save for Niedenfuhr. The gopher ball has bit him one more time. And now Jeff Reardon loosening in the Twins bullpen. Home run, Roy Smalley. And that means that in the bottom of the inning, Al Newman will take over at second base. So Newman will be the second baseman in the 9th. So Newman is your new second baseman. So Smalley came in and did his job, obviously. And now Niedenfuhr, a little stunned here. Here's Gagne, 5-11. That's a ballpark single check. 1-3. And that will be a liner to short, 2 down for Dan Gladden. So now Les Straker has a chance to pick up the win. These runs belong to him. He could even his record at 5-5. There's Gladden. 1-2, and that's a home run chance. 1-2, double 3-20. And that is a double for Dan Gladden. He finally gets off the schneid. He was 0-4, but he gets a double. And that's going to bring up Randy Bush. And the Orioles do not have any left-handed relievers, so they're going to have to just gut it out here with Niedenfuhr, or either bring in another righty, one or the other. Here's Bush. That is a 5-4, and it's a fly to center to end the inning finally. But a 3-run 9th for the Twins, and Niedenfuhr, another blown save. But that has opened the door for Mr. Jeff Reardon to come in and try to save it for the Twins. So Reardon will be making his way in. Niedenfuhr is going to go 1 inning, give up 3 hits, 3 runs, walked 1, no strikeouts. Reardon on the real season, 8-8, 4.48 ERA. And more importantly than the ERA is the fact that he has garnered 31 saves in the real season. Also need to bring in Sal Butera to catch. So Butera will catch, and Newman will go into play second. So they've used the entire bench. Nobody's left on the Minnesota bench. What they have now is what they have. So it's all they have. On the replay for Reardon, he's 4-2 with 15 saves, a 3.62 ERA, 37 innings pitched, 35 hits, 11 walks, and 32 strikeouts. And he'll be facing the scheduled hitters of Kennedy, Gerhardt, and Young. Orioles do have a good pinch hitter on the bench in Jim Dwyer, and he would probably hit for Gonzalez. They're going to probably save it to hit for Gonzalez. most likely, because they feel pretty good about these three guys. So Reardon going to face Terry Kennedy here in the bottom of the ninth. All of a sudden, Twins have turned the tables and lead it 5-4. That is a 5-7. Ground ball second base X, and that's the new second baseman. New second baseman for the Twins, Al Newman. Look at Newman's numbers at second base. He's a 3E10. 3E10. 3-10 is good. E10 at second base. Let's see. Now that Tabby's moved, I can move my charts back to where they were. So E10 at second base, 4, 16, 17, and 18. And he makes the play. One away. So Kennedy is out. Here comes Gerhardt. Ken Gerhardt, the batter. That is a 2-5 for Gerhardt, and that's a ground ball to Gagne at short, 2 down. It's up to Mike Young. Jim Dwyer is on deck and would hit for Gonzalez if it gets that far. But right now, Mike Young, 2 for 3, a single and a triple. See what he can do here against Mr. Reardon. 5-7, and that is a ground ball second base X again, Al Newman, with a chance to end it with a good defensive play. 3E10. 3-5. That's going to be interesting, but I think he'll get there. 3-5 is barely going to get there. And again, the E10. E10, he's got to avoid 4, 16, 17, and 18. The game will be over. And it is. So good play for Newman, and the ball game is over. Twins literally steal one here in Baltimore with 3 runs in the 9th inning. 2 home runs, the big blow, the pinch hit home run by Roy Smalley that gets it done. Reardon with a 1-2-3 9th inning. So we'll go to the box score, get the totals, and set you up for tomorrow's game. As soon as I get the box score all ready to go for both teams. Important win for the Twins. They're getting closer and closer to that 500 mark. They're 42-44 now. Orioles dropped to 31-54. 5 runs, 8 hits, and no errors for the Twins. 4 runs, 6 hits, and 1 error for the Orioles. Winning pitcher Les Straker, he's now 5-5. Jeff Reardon picks up save number 16 on the replay. Nienfuhr blows his second save and drops to 1-3 on the replay. So there you go. Looking ahead to tomorrow's ball game. Looking at the schedule, got a couple of choices. It appears we will be headed to Yankee Stadium. It'll be the Chicago White Sox taking on the New York Yankees. That will be tomorrow's game from Yankee Stadium. White Sox, Rich Dotson on the mound for the White Sox, Bob Tewksbury on the mound for the Yankees. That will be tomorrow. So, sorry about Tabby's interference there at the end, but I had to do what I had to do just so I can finish the game. She was really, I really couldn't see anything. She kept covering up the cards with her tail. I didn't have any choice. So I liked having her up here, but in order to finish the game, I had to do what I had to do, as they said. All right, so that's going to do it from here. Hope you all have a great Monday, whatever you have planned for yourself. And until next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play. Yes, Dr. D, Oakland is in first, yes. Enjoy whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and we'll see you all down the road.